What I'm going to use as a top coat is 303 Graphene Nano Spray Coating. You just want to buff, just like you would with a wax. So first he's going to wipe that all over. Okay, boys, what are we doing today?
Polishing the truck.
The truck? What part of the truck?
The lights.
The what?
Lights. The lights.
All right. Ari, explain to us what you did. Your side is almost done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what were the steps? What did you do?
First, I put tape around the light on the truck. Then I took the polisher and put polish on it, and I did it 3 times. And every time after you polish, you have to wipe it with a towel.
Okay. What'd you use to actually do the polishing?
Electric polisher.
A dual action polisher. You want to show people which one you were using? Cool. Who makes this one? SPTA. So how can people find that? We can put the links for them, maybe in the description. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what do we use for the actual polishing compound? What's it called?
SMOOVE.
SMOOVE. And which version of the SMOOVE?
Pro-cut 250.
2500.
2500.
So this is actually a marine polishing compound meant for fiberglass boats. We used it on our boat a couple weeks ago, and it turned out really good. And I didn't have any specific polishing compound for headlights, but plastic acts somewhat similar to gel coat, so we decided to use it. This is the one Ari just polished. How many times did you polish it, Ari?
3 times.
3 times. And this is the one that's not polished. You can tell the difference. Let's see, maybe from the front of the car. You can tell the difference there. We might do one more pass over this one, and then once it's done, we'll put a protective coating over it. So Aiden, you ready to do the other one? So first, what do we do, Aiden?
We're wiping it so we can put the polish on.
We wipe all the dirt off, right?
Yeah.
What did we use?
Windex.
Windex and a microfiber cloth.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to wipe all the dirt off, any sort of residue that's on there, because we want to polish the actual surface of the headlight. We don't want to clean it with the buffing compound. We just want to polish it. So next we're going to put some of the rubbing compound on our buffing pad. Now we're using a dual action buffer, a little small hand polisher. I'll put the links in the description. This one's really good. It has different size heads from 3-inch all the way down to I think 1.5 inch if I remember right. And it's great for smaller areas. You can do sections of your car with it too, or smaller areas around emblems or door handles. If you have a large dual action polisher that you use on big surfaces, it's not really friendly to use on small areas like this. This is a great tool to have in your garage. So Aiden, you're wiping it all over?
Mm-hmm.
So first he's going to wipe that all over. And then he's going to turn it on. And before we do that, so there's an on-off switch, and then there's a plus and minus sign there on this particular dual action, and that changes the speed. So the first couple passes we're going to do on speed number 2. So you turn the switch on and then switch it over to speed number 2. And then the last 1 or 2 passes we're going to do on speed number 3 to get a higher speed, maybe a smoother finish. So go ahead and show us what you're going to do. So once you get done with that first pass, we're going to get a clean section of our microfiber cloth and wipe it all down. You want to get all of the polishing compound off. That way you've got a clean surface to work with, and you can kind of evaluate where you're at. So with this, it's the SMOOVE Pro-cut 2500. Again, this is for gel coat on a boat, but I would think of it more as a polishing compound similar to about a 2500 grit sandpaper, like if you wanted a wet sand. Now Aiden's going to come back and do a second pass with the SMOOVE Pro-cut 2500. Pretty good results so far. A lot of people might stop at this point, but I think we can get more of a glass-like finish. At this point, I think they look pretty much like a new vehicle, but I think we can get it shinier. So he's gonna pat that all over, spread it nice and evenly and thin. You don't want any big globs anywhere. What happens if you get globs, Aiden? They splash everywhere. You can put on speed number 3 for this one. So now, Aiden, you're done with how many passes?
2.
2? Gonna wipe it down again?
Yes.
How's it looking, Aiden?
Good. Good.
It's pretty shiny.
Yep.
What do you think? Can you tell the difference from before?
Yeah. Before it looked yellow and foggy.
What?
Before it looked yellow and foggy.
Okay, Aiden's gonna do one more pass, third pass with the Pro-cut 2500, and I think it's gonna look pretty darn good. Let's go, Aiden. All right, so I wiped them down with Windex again, got all the compound and the residue off of them. I'm gonna let them dry for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and put some sealer on there to coat them, so we've got a nice long-lasting shine. What I'm gonna use as a top coat is 303 Graphene Nano Spray Coating. I've had pretty good luck with this on our vehicles and also on our boat, on the hull. Typically what I would put on the headlights is a ceramic coating, but I'm gonna give this a shot, see how it does. If it wears off quick, then we'll replace it with ceramic coating. With the graphene coating, you want to make sure to shake it a little bit. Not shake, but just mix it up a little bit. Have your microfiber cloth folded, sprayed on. It's going to spray on black. That's normal. That's the graphene. And it dries clear, so don't worry about that part. It's a pretty easy application, much simpler than ceramic coating. It's a lot more forgiving. So you wipe it on. Make sure you've got a nice glaze that's on the entire light. Got good coverage. And you can also put multiple coatings of the graphene on there. I typically do 2, but you can put 3, 4 coatings on there. Not gonna hurt anything. So once you get that one, go ahead and leave it. Get some more graphene sprayed on. We'll do our other headlight. Then we'll give it about 5 minutes and we'll buff it off. All right. Okay. If you're in a colder climate, you probably want to do this in the garage where it's not terribly cold. The warmer it is outside, the better this stuff will cure. Quicker it'll cure. So I don't know if you can see it in the video, but we've got a little white haze going. That's good. We'll give it another couple minutes and then we'll buff it off with a microfiber cloth. All right, we've got a nice white haze. So we're gonna take a clean microfiber cloth. We'll leave that one for recoating on the second, third coat. And you just want to buff, just like you would with a wax. Get the haziness off of there. All right, we'll do our other light. Got a nice white haze on there from the graphene coating. Again, just like you would with a wax. Put it on, let it haze over and cure, and wipe it off. Again, you can use any sort of top coat. I typically use ceramic coating. I think it probably would last longer than this, but the graphene is so forgiving and easy to apply. And I want to see how well it holds up to time. So now that we've got that buffed off, I'm going to give it coating number 2. And more spray. And we'll coat the other headlight for a second coat. And we'll let those two sit for a few minutes. You can see this one's already starting to haze over. And let it sit for a couple more minutes, buff them off, and then do a third coat, and I'll call it a day after that. All right, we got the second coat buffed off. We're gonna put a third coat. And you don't need to saturate them. You don't want the coating dripping or anything. You just wanna make sure that it's on there. We'll get the second headlight. Again with the third coat. And you can put this on your car on the paint as well, or on your boat, like I was mentioning before. This stuff works extremely well. You can put it on your windshield. I actually coated my wife's BMW 650i's windshield, and it works better than Rain-X or anything else, and it's still on there after probably 2 months and a few rainstorms. So it holds up really well, beads up the water really well, repels water spotting. I like it a lot better than any sort of wax. All right, we're gonna buff the third coat off. Make sure you get all of the hazy residue buffed out. You can see a little bit got on the paint, no big deal. If you're using a ceramic coating, make sure to tape this off. And same thing if you're using a clear coat or anything like that, make sure to tape everything off around the headlight. The graphene coating from 303 is very forgiving. You can pretty much put it on anything. It's not going to really affect the way it looks, other than making it a little bit shiny and adding some protection. But ceramic coating, if you get it on other stuff, you will notice the difference. So make sure you tape things off if you're using ceramic coating. Get the second one buffed out. That's it. So Headlights look pretty good. A million times better than before. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm going to put links down in the comments section for, or I'm sorry, in the description for the 303 graphene coating, the microfiber cloths where I buy them pretty cheap on Amazon, the SMOOVE 2500 compound. It's a really good compound. I know it's meant for marine use. I really like it for plastics. Don't put it on paint. It's probably a little too rough, but gel coat, plastics, things like that you want to polish up. It's worked really well. I found different uses for it, and I really do like it. And then also the small dual action polisher, which I use around emblems and things. Use it on the boat for the small corners and such. It's worked out really well. I like having it in the garage as an extra set of tools that maybe I don't use every day, but comes in real handy for those tighter spots. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Good luck, and see you next time.